In this video we're going to be talking about these, the Brooks Catamount version 2. What is up everybody, and welcome to Trail HQ here in the mountains of Brooks. No, there's no mountains, it's very flat. Anyway, this video is about the Catamount 2, but before we get into that, we've got to do some disclaimers. Okay people, so as you may have noticed, I'm wearing a Brooks top. The guys at Brooks sent me the Catamount 2. They also sent me this kind of awesome top. They were also kind enough to send me this really nice waterproof jacket. It's called, I don't know, it just says Run Happy, but it's really nice. And then they also sent me some matching shorts as well, along with the Catamount 2. We unboxed this on the live stream on a Monday. If you've not seen that, check out the live stream. We do it at 7 PM UK time. But here's the thing. So Brooks were kind enough to send me all that stuff, but I'm not getting paid to make this review. Now you're going to argue and say, yeah, but Fordy, they sent you all that stuff for free. I get it, but they're not paying me to make the video. I've received the stuff for purpose of review, but as always, I'm going to say very much what I want. I've got no script. I don't have to send the video to them. You're going to see it before anybody else and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to put that at the front end, but Brooks were kind enough to send me this sort of trail get up along with the shoes, and I really appreciate it. Okay, right, so with the disclaimer out of the way, let's get into my thoughts on the Brooks Catamount version 2. Catamount 1 was kind of cool, and it was a disruptor within the trail shoe scene, because it came out low stack, fast, sort of DNA flash in it, carbon plate, and it just sort of, yeah, it turned the trail shoe world a little bit upside down. Now it came out in this like white upper, and it was a cool shoe, and it was a bit of a disruptor because it was fast, it was quick, it had the plate in it, it was low to the ground, and it was kind of awesome, although it was kind of firm. And now we've got version 2, which actually I really like the look of. Now, as you know on this channel, I do give Brooks a bit of a hard time in terms of their shoes, but actually, to be fair to them, this and the Hyperion Max, I think, are two good shoes in terms of looks-wise, so fair play to Brooks for coming out with some actually, yeah, some shoes that actually kind of look from this century. Right, so let's talk about the Catamount 2. What do we got? Well, we've got a new upper on it. Firstly, I think that's the most striking thing. We've got a 22 mil, I think that's right. Load of DNA flash in the heel, and we've got a 6 mil drop, so that's dropping down. We've got now this thing called Skyvolt. Now this is a TPU plate in the shoe. We've got these new trail track outsole design, which is kind of cool. What else? I think that's probably about it. It fits true to size, 160 pounds. Oh wait, hang on a sec. It's just under 10 ounces, so what's that, 280 grams? As a guess. Has it got a gusseted tongue? No, yes it has, sorry. It's got a gusseted tongue. We've got a really nice lacing on the shoe. I really like the lacing on the laces on this shoe actually. And it's enough foam, but it's to make it feel comfortable. And over the top, you've got, and I found this out on the live stream, this is like for gaiters and stuff apparently. And that's about it. I think the most striking thing for me really is the upper, which fits really, really well. Okay, right, so quick history lesson. I'm not very good at trail running. I don't do any hardcore trails. The stuff I'm doing is very basic, and it consists of like paths, woods, grass, that kind of stuff. So it's not really sort of mega terrain. But, you know, I do like to get up there if I can, especially on a Sunday after hitting the roads all week, and do some form of trail run. Okay, right, so what do I like? Let's start with the likes. I like the outsole, nice and grippy, thank you very much. We've had plenty of rain over here, being spring in the UK, and this thing's been okay in the stuff that I've been running on. As I said, it's not very technical at all, so I like the outsole. I like the laces, I've mentioned that. I like the fit. I think the price, oh no, we'll come on to dislikes in a minute. 6 mil drop, I doesn't notice that at all. The sort of poppiness off the DNA flash and the Skyvolt is kind of cool. I like it, but I'll come on to that a little bit in the dislikes. But yeah, it's okay, I would say, in terms of ride. That's probably about it in terms of likes. What I don't like, oh, actually, no, actually there is another like. I like the ground feel to it. It kind of reminds me, it's not like as hardcore as the Ultra, but I kind of like the low slung ground feel speed element of it, because you've got that sort of lower stack height with the firmer DNA flash. You can get that real nice ground contact as you're going through the trails. That is one big plus actually. Right, dislikes. Don't like the price. £160 I think is over the top for this. This should be about £120, £130. Hopefully it gets reduced down. I don't like the firmness of the DNA flash. I'm not a big fan of the Brooks DNA flash, really. I think, yes, it comes a little bit to you, but it does tend to stay quite firm. And because of the low stack, which I know I've just now contradicted myself, but I just think they could have raised it up a fraction. I think that would have done quite well. What else don't I like? I was just hoping for more in terms of speed and feel. The craft shoes that I've been running in, the craft, I'm going to get it wrong, Endurance Pro, just feel that little bit quicker, and they don't have a TPU plate in it. So, and they've got a little bit more stack, and I think that's what this shoe actually is lacking. Yeah, I just think really, if they'd put a little bit more in it, okay, you would have lost some of that ground feel, which I get, but I really wish that they'd put a little bit more of this DNA flash in there. Sort of think the Hyperion Tempo Max, that kind of stack, I think would have worked better with this shoe. So it's just lacking that, I don't know, that's something, you know, that snappiness. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said, it's not terrible. You know, it is a good ride with that ground contact, but I just wish it had a little bit more and a little bit more DNA flash, so you could, you know, get a little bit more bounce onto that TPU plate. But that's probably a sort of fair a review, fair look at the shoe, because we've got a nice balance of likes and dislikes. I like it because it's fast and it's quick, feeling on the sort of paths up in the trails that I do. That's where it comes into its own. But when you start, you know, getting into some of those lumps and bumps, you kind of wish you had a little bit more underfoot. So it's kind of cool for me up in the fields. Actually, it's probably where it comes into its own when I'm doing. There's a lap that I do, and that's kind of cool. That's where it kind of works. Bit of towpath action as well onto the grass and things like that. A bit of road as well, road to trail. This kind of shoe does kind of work, although it is firm. So it has got some pluses, but I think it's worth noting the negatives that I mentioned. So overall, I think they've improved it versus version 1. I think the upper is a great change to it. I really like the lacing and the setup of the shoe. I love the fact that it fits true to size and fits really well, actually. I like the new outsole on the shoe. I really do like that. And the ride's okay. To be nice to Brooks, I think the ride's okay, but it just needed that little bit more. So it's definitely, I would say, better than version 1. But at £160, I do feel it's a little bit hard to justify. That's the only sort of drawback with it. So it's up to you in terms of whether you spend that £160. But it's a kind of this shoe's probably for a select audience, because there's other trail shoes out there that would do a similar role, and you're probably able to pick last year's models up a little bit cheaper. So that's probably where you want to go. But right, okay, let's conclude. So yeah, for sure, this is definitely better than version 1. I like the updates. It needed a little bit more, but hopefully with version 3 we get that, or maybe we get a Catamount Max version. That would be kind of awesome. So yeah, it's not bad, it's not good. It's definitely an improvement versus version 1. If you've got £160 and you really like Brooks, it may be the thing for you.